Today, students, we are doing lesson 19 from the English Bal Bharati textbook for standard 5. Be a good host and guest. So come along then. Let's read and understand it.
This video was made just for you. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Be a good host and guest. Now, we all love to get together with our friends and have fun, isn't it? We all love to meet friends, meet our relatives, and we love to chit chat, talk, and we like our favorite dishes even better when we share them with our friends. In short, we love a party. So, we all have our favorite dishes, but if we have somebody to share it with, isn't it? In the same way, there are so many things. Movies, watching more movie. Okay, if you watch it alone, it is so boring. But if you have someone to watch a movie with, it is so much of fun. So, in other words, we love to have friends, families with us and enjoy life. And you may have attended parties or you may have even given some. Isn't it? We all attend parties and we all host a party. Host a party means where we invite people. So we are host and we are guest. So host is a person who invites other person to a party or a function, inviting and entertaining other people is called a host, and a person who goes to another person as a to enjoy something will be called a guest. Who is invited at somebody's house or somebody's party is called a guest. So we have host and we have guest, and we all have been host also and guest also. Okay, and what do you think makes a good party? Expensive, fancy clothes, costly decorations, rich food. So what does a party makes it makes what things make a party very very good? Okay, enjoyable. People love that party. People will talk about that party. So what is it very expensive things, expensive places, or in a hotel or a resort or something? Is it fancy clothes that you wear, great clothes, or is it costly decorations or rich food? You have brought food from great hotels, or you have cooked great food. Is it that? Such things may make a party look glamorous. Glamorous means very stylish, very rich. Okay, all these things, fancy clothes, costly decorations, rich food, and expensive things. But is that enough or even necessary to make the people happy? Is this necessary to make people happy? Will people be happy if you have all these things? No, isn't it? A good party is where the host and the guest can both enjoy themselves and be happy. So, when all the people are happy, okay, that time it will be called a very good party, and people will remember that party. People will talk about that party for days together, and it should become a pleasant memory in the minds of all. So people should be able to remember that party in a very nice way. They should remember it in a happy way. Okay, and let us see what we can do to make sure that a party becomes memorable in a good way. So now let's read the lesson and understand how we should organize a party. What are the points we should think about to make it memorable? Memorable means so that the people will remember. It will become a memory for them. They will remember it for years together, and and they will share this experience with others, or maybe they may even get some inspiration to host such parties in the future. So let's see how to organize a party. If you are the host, these are the things that you should remember to do. That is, if you are organizing a party, these are some of the points you should keep in mind. First and foremost is consult your family members. Consult means talk to your family members, ask their permission. Okay, so consult your family members first and see whether they like the idea. So you should see whether they like the idea of organizing such a party, whether what do they feel, whether it is they also feel that yes, we should have such a party, and they will help you to choose a suitable time, date, place, menu, etc. Okay, so all this they will be very very helpful to you. So suppose you want to have a party for your grandpa, so it will be a surprise party to him, so do not ask him. Other than that, you can ask all the other family members about it. Okay, so they will also give you suggestions. They will also tell you when to hold it, where to hold it. Okay, all those things, they will be of great help to you. And make a list of people you wish to invite to the party. So you have to first jot down. First and foremost, you have to consult. After you have consulted and taken their consent, and you should start making a list. So each one wants to call somebody, So maybe grandmother wants to call somebody. Grandmother knows very much about grandpa, so she will know whom to call, whom not to call. Maybe you want to call all of grandfather's friends. Okay, so then you have your father may have to call somebody, mom may want to call someone, and your sister, brother, okay, all of them may want to call somebody. So make a list of the people you wish to invite to the party. Now, you should send the invitations well in advance. That is, when you're calling someone, you should call them well in advance. Is you should give sufficient time for them, maybe a few days time, to see that they have they can make, or they can plan, they can make arrangements to come for the party. Otherwise, they may have to go somewhere else. Okay, so therefore you should remember and to invite people well in advance. Now, when you may extend an invitation orally or may send a written invitation. Extend means to when you're giving out an invitation. So you can call them orally. Orally is you can either call them up, phone them, okay? So that is called orally, or you may personally go to their house and invite them. So that is orally, or you may send a written invitation. So you could make invitation cards printed, or you could make it handwritten. So handwritten will give a very personal touch to them. They will feel very nice that you have taken the effort of writing it down in your own handwriting and decorating it. So written invitations also can be given out. Then make sure that your invitation includes all the necessary information. So it has to have everything that necessary for an invitation. That is, the person reading it should know all the other details, like who is inviting and whom. Okay, so who is inviting and who is being invited, the occasion why you are giving the party. So what is the occasion? Maybe it's grandfather's, maybe 60th birthday, 75th birthday, something like that. Okay, and when and where it will be held. So what is the date, the time, and the place? Okay, so that is what day, what time, what place it will be. So all these points should be included. Now here are two samples that they have given. So let's read this and understand it. Now one is a formal invitation. Now, what is a formal invitation? Maybe there are people who are very very older to us, like grandfather's friends and all that, or they may be of important ranking and all that. So we have to invite them with honor, with respect. Okay, so the kind of words that we use, it should be very very carefully drafted. So here you're inviting Uncle Madhav. So dear Madhu uncle, we have arranged a surprise party for daddy on 21st of December. Now why daddy? Because you're maybe the son is inviting. Okay, so therefore you're sending an invitation to your uncle. Okay, and you are inviting, and the party is for your daddy. So when it is 21st of December, so you can even underline it so that it is highlighted. And for what is the occasion? His birthday. Okay, I will be very happy if you can come to our house at about 6 p.m. We have also called a few of our other close relatives, so do come. You're loving, Mandar. Okay, so you're inviting your uncle. Okay, this person is inviting his uncle, and he's telling that it is daddy's birthday on 21st, so we're going to have a surprise birthday party. So when we say surprise birthday party, he will know that he doesn't have to mention it to daddy. Maybe he may just call up and disclose it, okay, while talking. So you have to tell him well in advance that it is a surprise birthday party. So anybody who is older to you, of high ranking or something, we give a formal invitation, but we can also give out informal invitations. So you have written the date, and see, now it is well in advance. So it was on 21st December. You give at least, you can see it is at least a week's time over here. So here you're inviting a friend. So you're saying, hi Sona, I'm so excited. A surprised party for grandpa on 21st December at our home. Do come at 6 in the evening. Don't forget, give this message to uncle and aunt. Don't let grandpa know. So again, you're telling that it is a surprise party, and so don't let grandpa know. So you're telling her that you come as well as bring your parents also. Your parents are also invited. So this is how you write your informal invitation. So you can give formal invitations and informal invitations. It can be written or it can be oral. Now, before the party, that is, well, many days before the party, you have to choose a menu that your guest will enjoy. So, what is a menu? Menu is all the dishes. Okay, so you have to make a list of dishes in consultant with other family members, because each one knows whom they have invited and what are their likes and dislikes. So, keeping the guests in mind. Okay, so maybe some people are vegetarians, some are non-vegetarians, some may like a food in a particular way or a particular type of food. So you have to keep that in mind and then choose a menu so that everybody will enjoy. Whoever is coming as a guest will enjoy the food. And remember the story of the fox and the crane. Do you remember the fox and the crane story, where the fox invited the crane and gave offered the soup in a plate, and the crane couldn't have it, isn't it? So you shouldn't be like this. You have to think about what the guest will enjoy. As a good host, you should consider your guests' preferences first. Preferences means what are their likes, what are their dislikes. Okay, so all these things you have to keep in mind while deciding on the menu. So when you're deciding on the menu, it should be such that everybody will feel comfortable to eat it. Then chalk out a program. So you have to see how, when the guests will come at 6 o'clock. So if you have organized your party at 6 and all the guests are coming, so what are they going to do? What are you going to offer? First, how are they going to sit? How many people you have invited? So what is the seating arrangements? And then first thing, what are you going to do? What are the games you're going to plan? What is the music that is going to be played? So all these things you have to chalk out. Chalk out means list out, make plan it out. So chalk out a program. And will you begin with the games or music? When will food be served? So all these things you have to keep in mind, whether you will be having games first or there will be music, or when will the food be served, and what all things you will have in the snacks. How many items of snacks will you give? What will be the, what how will you do it, whether snacks will be served first and then the games, or whether the games will be there and in between you will give the snacks. So all these things you have to plan it out. So chalk out the program well in advance. And do you want any decorations? How will they be done? So think about what will you have as the decorations: flowers, balloons, streamers, whether there will be any theme for the party, any color combinations that your grandpa may like it. Okay, so all these things you may want to decide beforehand only. So you have to decide and get the things. Okay, balloons, flowers, streamers, other things, posters, or maybe you want a happy birthday dear grandpa written somewhere. So all those things you have to plan it and get it well in advance, and decorate the house and delegate the jobs. Who is going to do what? Blowing of the balloons take a lot of time. Decorating things, cutting, maybe you have to cut things, you have to arrange things. So arranging the flowers and all that, so all those things take time. So you have to delegate means give each one some work to do. Once you have planned the whole details, you can work out how the various tasks can be done and who will help you to do each of them. So here, every when once everything is planned up, so you should see that everyone is given some work to do, okay, according to their abilities. Okay, so grandma can be given some task, the younger children can be given some task. So each one should be able to help out according to their age and according to their abilities. So this is what you have to do before the party begins. So you have to plan out everything, delegate all the jobs, get all the things that have to be brought in, and be ready for the party. This is end of part 1. For a complete lesson, do watch part 1 and 2. To check your answers to all the textual questions and for free worksheet, visit our website at www.jkacademypro.com. Do remember to like, share and subscribe.